Hello, hockey fans. How's everybody doing? February 22nd, there was 11 games on. So we'll just review those quick, and then we'll do picks for the 23rd Sunday, where there's 8 games. First game, Washington against New Jersey. New Jersey won 3-2. Ovechkin reached 700, which was awesome. But they ended up losing the game 3-2 to New Jersey. Winnipeg lost to Philly 4-2. Buffalo over Pittsburgh 5-2. Carolina with a backup goaltender who runs a Zamboni at the end of the game to beat Toronto 6-3. Montreal 3-0 over Ottawa. New York Rangers 3-2 over San Jose. Tampa lost to Arizona 7-3. Nashville over Columbus 4-3 in overtime. Again, Columbus, another overtime game. I mean, they're getting those single points to kind of stay in it, but they should have won that game. I mean, they came back. They fought a good game. They lost 4-3 in overtime. Boston got beat up by Vancouver 9-3. Vegas beat Florida 5-3, and Colorado won in a shootout against Los Angeles. So not bad. My best bet came through, so I'm 4-1 on my best bets with a current 2-game winning streak. For the day, I was 8-3, so pretty decent day. And I didn't do so good on my parlay, but anyway, decent day. February 23rd, there's 8 games, so we'll just do the picks here. Pittsburgh against Washington. 2 teams that are tied for first in the Metropolitan. Washington being 3-6-1 in their last 10 with a current 1-game losing streak. Holtby has been confirmed to be in net for Washington, and their last game was a loss to New Jersey 3-2. Pittsburgh 6-3-1, current 2-game losing streak. Murray is probable in net. Their last game was a loss to Buffalo 5-2. Pittsburgh leads the series. They won 4-3 earlier in February. Yeah, both of them lost on Saturday. 2 teams that are tied for first. I'm going to go the home team here. I'm going to go Washington to beat Pittsburgh for my first pick. Game 2, we've got Chicago against Dallas. Dallas 6-2-2 in their last 10, current 1-game losing streak. Kudobin is probable in net for Dallas. They're third in the Central, and their last game was a loss to the St. Louis Blues 5-1. Chicago 3-5-2 in their last 10, current 1-game winning streak. Crawford probable in net, and their last game was a win over Nashville 2-1 in overtime. The season series is split with a game apiece. The Stars 2-1 in November, and then the Blackhawks also in November 3-0. Chicago's starting a 4-game road trip, and this is a monster trip for them, and they're going to need to do some magic. They're going to have to get their power play going. I think they're 1-23 right now on their power play, so terrible. I think Dallas is going to stand up here and win at home, so my second pick is going to be home team Dallas to beat Chicago. Third game, we got Winnipeg against Buffalo. Buffalo in their last 10, they're 6-3-1, current 1-game winning streak. Johannesson is probable in net for Buffalo, and their last game was when they beat Pittsburgh 5-2. Winnipeg 6-3-1 in their last 10, current 1-game losing streak. Brosseau is probable in net for Winnipeg, and they're in a wild card position right now, and their last game was a loss to Philly 4-2. These teams haven't played each other. This is a game where I'd maybe look at the over. Both these teams are scoring a lot of goals. I was just looking on Bet365, and they haven't got lines for the over yet, but I might look at that in the morning. I think that might be probably be set at around 6.5, and even at 6.5, I think I would take it. Tough game to pick right now, but I'm going to go with Winnipeg, visiting team, Winnipeg to beat Buffalo. Fourth game, San Jose against the New York Islanders. The New York Islanders are 5-5-0 with a current 1-game winning streak. Grease is probable in net for the Islanders, and they're in a wild card position. Their last game was when they broke their little 4-game losing streak when they beat Detroit 4-1. San Jose 4-6-0 in their last 10, current 3-game losing streak. Jones probable in net for San Jose, and their last loss was to the Rangers 3-2. The Sharks lead the season series. They've played once before, and that was in November where the Sharks won 2-1. I like the fact that Islanders had an extra day of rest. I think the Islanders will build off their win, and I think I'm going to take the Islanders here to beat San Jose for my fourth pick. on my fifth game. Calgary against Detroit. Detroit 3-7-0, current one-game losing streak. Bernier's probable in net for Detroit, and their last game was a loss to the Islanders 4-1. Calgary 4-6-0, current one-game losing streak. Riddick probable in net for Calgary, and their last game was a loss to Boston 4-3. That was a crazy game where there was like four goals in less than 4 minutes in the first period. Flames won 5-1 back in October. I think the Flames are a decent road team. I have more confidence when they're on the road than when they're at home. So I'm going to take Calgary here to beat Detroit for my fifth pick. Sixth game, we got St. Louis against Minnesota. Probably the game I'm most looking forward to. I like both these teams. Minnesota 6-3-1 in their last 10. Current 2-game winning streak. Dubnyk is probable in net for Minnesota, and their last game was a win over Edmonton 5-3. St. Louis 4-4-2 in their last 10. Current 3-game winning streak. Binnington is probable in net. They're first in the Central, and their last game was when they beat Dallas 5-1. The Blues lead the season series. They've played twice. They won 2-1 in October and 4-3 in November. Binnington's been playing really well. There's a chance they might play Allen in this game too, but Binnington's listed as probable right now. I like Minnesota here at home. I'm a St. Louis Blues fan, but I also really like Minnesota, and I like what they're doing right now. I'm going to take the home team, Minnesota, to beat St. Louis for my sixth pick. Seventh game, Vegas against Anaheim. Anaheim 4-4-2, current 3-game losing streak. Gibson is probable in net for Anaheim. Their last game was a loss to Colorado 1-0. Playing Vegas, who are 7-2-1, have a nice little 5-game winning streak going right now. Subban is probable in net for Vegas, and their last game was a win over Florida 5-3. The Golden Knights lead the series 2-1. Vegas won 5-2 back in October. And then the other 2 games were in December, where the Ducks won 4-3 and then Vegas won 5-2. I watched some of the Vegas game tonight, and it was good. I like Vegas here. I think they're going to build and go for a 6th straight game. I'm going to pick Vegas to beat Anaheim in Anaheim. 8th and last game, we've got Edmonton against Los Angeles. Los Angeles 3-6-1, overtime decision. Streak right now. Quickest probable in net. Their last loss was to Colorado 2-1 in a shootout. And again, Los Angeles, there were some close chances where they could have won that game. Again, at times they don't look like a team that, the way they're playing, it doesn't look like they should be in last place. But 8 against Edmonton. Edmonton 5-4-1, current 1-game losing streak. Smith probable in net. Edmonton's 3rd in the Pacific, and their last game was a loss to Minnesota 5-3. Oilers lead the season series 2-1. Oilers won 6-5 in October. Kings 5-1 in November, and then the Oilers 2-1 in December. Oilers are beginning a 3-game road trip here. There's a chance McDavid might be back for this game. Maybe not, but there is a chance he'll be back. I do like Edmonton here. I'm going to take Edmonton to beat Los Angeles for my 8th pick. So we'll just review those picks quick. I'm going to take Washington to beat Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Dallas to beat Chicago. I'm going to take Winnipeg to beat Buffalo. I'm going to take the Islanders to beat San Jose. And I'm going to take that Islanders game as my best bet game. I'm going to take Calgary to beat Detroit. I'm going to take Minnesota to beat St. Louis. Vegas to beat Anaheim. And Edmonton to beat Los Angeles. Hope the weekend wraps up well for everyone. Good luck with your picks. And thanks for watching.